Good evening. Tonight's lesson is on surface area and volume of prisms. Our learning objective is I can find the surface area and volume of any given prism. Before we begin, I want to review. First of all, a prism is a solid three-dimensional shape with two identical parallel bases. All other faces are rectangular. A prism takes on its name from the shape of its base. So if we take a look right here, we have a base that is the shape of a triangle. So this is a triangular prism. If we take a look over here, we have a shape right here. Here is our base. This is a rectangular prism. Okay. Surface area is the total area of the surface of the three-dimensional shapes. So that includes the two bases and all sides. Volume is the amount of space occupied by the three-dimensional solid, and it is measured in cubic units. First, we have a couple of formulas that we need to remember. For surface area of a rectangular prism, we're going to use 2 times length times width plus 2 times length times height plus 2 times width times height. Okay, we have two sides that are length times width, two sides that are length times height, two sides that are width times height. And then for our volume, our formula is length times width times height. We're going to multiply the length, the width, and the height to get cubic units. For the triangular prism, we have a surface area of W times H, so width times height, plus length times width, plus length times height, plus length times S. S is like the slant or the side of the triangle. And then we have the volume of 1/2 length times width times height. Okay, and the reason why it's length times width times height is if you remember, the area of a triangle is 1/2 base times height, or length times height. So then we are just multiplying by the extra unit or extra side. Go ahead and flip over. Our first example, we are going to find the volume and surface area of this rectangular prism. So like circles, we are going to rewrite the original formula. Let's try volume first. Length times width times height. Now at this point, you want to identify what you're using as the length, what you're using as the width, and what you're using as the height. Okay, so I'm going to replace everything that I have. I have the length as 11. So we're going to times 11 by 5 by 6. Okay, and you can go ahead, use your calculator, but I do know that 5 times 6 is 30 times 11, and that is going to get 11 times 30 is going to get a volume of 330 centimeters cubed. Okay, volume is measured in cubic units. We want to remember Dave, distance, area, volume. Okay, we're going to go on to the other side. We're going to do some surface area. Surface area, the formula is 2LW plus 2LH plus 2L, what did I miss? Oh, 2LH, 2WH. There we go. Okay, we're going to go ahead and plug in. We have 2 times our length times our width plus 2 times our length plus our height plus 2 times our width times our height. So we're going to go 2 times 11 times 5. Surface area, we've got 110 plus 2 times 11 times 6 is going to give us 132 plus, oh, I never replaced. Whoops. Plus 2 times 5, which is 10, times 6, which is 60. And then I'm going to go ahead and add 110 plus 132 plus 60. And my surface area for this rectangular prism is 302 centimeters squared. We are using area. Area is to the second power. Okay, what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to move on to example number 2. Find the volume of the surface area of this rectangular prism. Please pause the video, try it out, and come on back. Okay, hopefully you pause the video. The first thing we're going to do is the volume. Now remember, we always write the formula. And we're going to identify length, width, and height. I think we're going to go L, width, and height. And I'm going to go ahead and replace. The length is 5, the width is 8, and the height is 4. Okay, volume equals 5 times 8 is 40. 40 times 4 is 160. 160 centimeters. Volume is cubed. So there is our answer. If we move over to surface area is 2LW plus 2LH plus 2WH. Go ahead and replace surface area 2 times 5 times 8 plus 2 times 5 times 4 plus 2 times 8 times 4. 2 times 5 is 10. 10 times 8 is 80. So we have surface area is 80 plus 2 times 5 is 10. 10 times 4 is 40 plus 2 times 8, or 2 times 4 is 8. 8 times 8 is 64. So I'm going to go ahead and add surface area. 80 plus 40 is 120. 120 plus 64 is 184 centimeters squared. All right. So let's go ahead and let's try out some triangular prisms. We're going to find the volume and the surface area of this triangular prism. Okay. Before we begin, I want to label. We have our length, our width, our height, and this 5 centimeters right here, that is our S value. Okay, and I know that this is a right triangle of our base, so their height is the 3. Volume equals 1/2 length times width times height. We're going to replace our length is, our length is 11, our width is 4, our height is 3. All right, I'm going to plug it in. We have 1/2 times 11 times 4 times 3, and we get 66. So 66 centimeters cubed. Remember Dave. Okay, now taking a look at our surface area, and I actually have to look back. We have surface area WH plus LW plus LH plus LS. All right, so we're going to go ahead and replace. W is 4 times 3 plus 11 times 4 plus 11 times 3 plus 11 times 5. Okay, when we label, we want to make sure our length is always the length between the two bases. Okay, our L is always the length between the two bases, and our S is the slant or the side of the triangle. Okay, we're going to go ahead. 4 times 3 is 12. 11 times 4 is 44. 11 times 3 is 33. 11 times 5 is 55. I'm going to grab my calculator, go ahead and add it up. 12 plus 44 plus 33 plus 55 is going to give us a surface area of 144 centimeters squared. We're area, so we are squared. All right, what I would like you to do is I'd like you to try example number 4 on your own. We're going to find the volume and surface area of this triangular prism. Pause the video, come on back. Okay, hopefully you paused the video. The first thing we're going to do is identify the sides and label. We have the length. Remember, the length is the distance between the two bases. We have the height, which is 6 centimeters, and our width is 8. Our slant or our side is going to be 10. The formula for volume of a triangular prism is 1/2 length times width times height. we're going to go ahead, 1/2 times 15 times 8 times 6. Grab my calculator. 15 times 8 times 6, and I'm going to get a volume of 360 centimeters cubed. Okay, now we move on to surface area. Surface area is WH plus LW plus LH plus LS. We're going to go ahead and plug in surface area. We've got 8 times 6 plus 15 times 8 plus 15 times 6 plus 15 times 10. Ooh, running out of room there. All right, surface area, 8 times 6 is 48. 15 times 8 is 120. 15 times 6 is 90. And 15 times 10 is 150. We're going to add up all of those numbers, 48 plus 120 plus 90 plus 150. And we're going to get a surface area of 408 centimeters squared. Okay. All right, what I would like you to do is I'd like you to flip over. You have 2 problems for homework tonight. You're going to find the volume and surface area of this triangular prism, as well as the volume and surface area of this rectangular prism. Hope you guys have a good night, and I will see you tomorrow.